Hello, it's Gabby here for you. Before we jump onto this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about 2 ways that you can work with me. First of all, I do one-to-one coaching and I do that via Zoom, so we can jump on a Zoom call at a time to suit you. The second thing I've got for you is an online coaching course that's 12 modules that you can download straight away now. There will be a link somewhere around these podcast notes. And this is the course that I've designed, and it's got everything in it that I wish I'd have known when I finished cancer treatment and I was lost. So you can download that course now and you can start working towards making this your happiest and healthiest year ever. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, it's Gabby here for you. Before we jump onto this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about 2 ways that you can work with me. First of all, I do one-to-one coaching and I do that via Zoom, so we can jump on a Zoom call at a time to suit you. The second thing I've got for you is an online coaching course that's 12 modules that you can download straight away now. There will be a link somewhere around these podcast notes. And this is the course that I've designed, and it's got everything in it that I wish I'd have known when I finished cancer treatment and I was lost. So you can download that course now and you can start working towards making this your happiest and healthiest year ever. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye. Welcome to Confidence After Cancer, the podcast for women who are ready to heal, to grow and thrive after treatment ends. I'm your host, Gabby Mottershead, cancer recovery coach, and today I'm talking about something I know that so many of you need, a way to gently rebuild your confidence and your energy without pressure or overwhelm. So if you finished treatment and you thought things would get easier, but instead you are tired, you are lost, and you are second guessing yourself, you're not alone. So I've created something small but powerful to help you reset your confidence in just 5 days. So how am I the expert in this? Well, it's been a long path, I can tell you. So 17 years ago, I was diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer, rare and aggressive. And I went through the diagnosis, which was, you may know, is a hell of a shock, very traumatic, then immediately straight into chemotherapy, then a mastectomy, then radiotherapy, and then reconstruction operations. And I just couldn't wait for it all to be over, for me to jump back to my old life. But actually, I really struggled. And it probably took me 2 or 3 years really to get myself back after the treatment finished to being in a good place. And I struggled so much with returning to work. Work had been such a huge part of my life. It had been my identity for many years. I was really proud of the fact that I'd worked my way up the corporate ladder. I'd had in a position where I managed big teams. I felt that work gave me status. It gave me structure to my life. When you work in an office, I was going to say 9 to 5. It was never 9 to 5. It was long hours. But it gave me structure to my life. It gave me a great lifestyle. I earned good money. I had a lovely car. But also for me, as coming from somebody who had a very difficult childhood, and I started my working career with very low self-esteem, working myself up to a position where I studied, so I was qualified and I had a lot of experience and I had a senior management position, really gave me a lot of status. And I think I built my identity around that for many years. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, it's just that's the place that I was. And so after my cancer treatment ended, I was second guessing everything. I'm thinking, really? Are there all these things that I've just said? Are they that important anymore? Does it really matter if I've got a nice car or if I've got a big salary? When actually I was so stressed. What is most important? And it took me quite a while to work through that. And so you may recognize some of the things that I've said, but everybody's story is different. But some of the things that I find now with speaking to women who've been on a similar journey is the invisible struggles that we all face, the fatigue when treatment finishes and you expect to feel amazing and you think you're going to jump back into your old life, the fatigue, the fear of recurrence, the doubting yourself. I mean, I really doubted myself because I felt, how could I possibly be diagnosed with this rare and aggressive and potentially life-threatening illness when I was walking about feeling okay. Like most people, I had a few niggles, a few little minor health problems. I was feeling a little bit stressed. I was always tired, but I just thought that's just life. And also, I also felt when my cancer treatment finished, the people around me who were just so wonderful and so loving and just wanted me to be back to the way that I was. I felt that pressure to act normal, to say that everything was okay and that was better now. But I always felt like it was an act because I didn't feel normal. I felt just devastated. And so in England, we've got the amazing NHS, and they are great at looking after you through a crisis, through cancer treatment. But at the end of that treatment, it felt to me like I was thrown off the end of a roller coaster. And it was very much like, you're done now, off you go, back to your old life. But I didn't know how to go back to my old life with all the things I've just talked about, those struggles, the fatigue, the fear, the doubt, the lack of confidence that I had. And so I realised there's no roadmap for what happens after cancer, but there should be. And that's why I've created the programs that I've done now. That's why I've trained to be a coach. That's why I help other people do that, because it took me so long to work out my own roadmap for what happens after cancer treatment. And that's my privilege now to help other people do that. And I do that in various ways. So, I do one-to-one coaching. I've got online courses. I've also got workbooks of things that you can work through. And that's what I'm going to talk to today, is a short, very easy, very accessible course that anybody can do. But I'm going to talk first of all is, why would you think your confidence drops after cancer? And people quite often taken aback by this and not expecting it, because confidence is quite often tied to your energy, your appearance, especially as a woman. For me, I had surgery, I'd lost my hair, I lost my identity. As I said, I was a senior manager at work, and my purpose, all of those things took a hit during my cancer treatment. And I felt like the world expects you to bounce back quickly, but mentally and emotionally, it's really not that easy. And so many women are asking themselves after cancer treatment, am I ready? Can I still do this? What if I fail? What if I'm never going to be the person that I was before? How am I ever going to go back to having a happy life? Okay, and this is why I've created Confidence Kickstart, a 5-day reset for life after cancer. It's a very gentle, self-based program to help you reconnect with yourself, rebuild trust in your body, and prepare to return to work or your daily life or whatever you want to return to, or even start something new with a lot more clarity and calmness than you may have been feeling for quite some time. So what's inside my program? Well, a quick overview is day 1 is all about calming your nervous system and starting to ground yourself. And what does that even mean, grounding yourself? It means coming back to who you really are. Because for so many people, we wear so many hats, we put so many roles. You may be a wife, a mother, a sister, a daughter, a friend, a neighbour, an employer, an employee, a manager, whatever, and so many women in midlife are also carers for elderly relatives. And so grounding is all about getting back to you. Who are you? Calming your nervous system and remembering who you are. That sounds so obvious, but so many of us have lost that over the years. When life happens, life takes us down these different paths. And I'm not saying it's all bad. A lot of those roles are wonderful things to happen and things I'm very grateful for. But actually, along the way, we sometimes forget ourselves. We lose ourselves. So day 1 is all about calming your nervous system and some little exercises that will help you remember who you are. Day 2 is about boosting your energy with some gentle habits. This is not about, attending a boot camp. It's not about throwing everything that you're doing out of the window. It's about gentle habits that you can incorporate into your lifestyle, whatever suits you. You can pick and choose. There's no right and wrong in this, but I've got lots of suggestions of how you can boost your energy with very gentle, nurturing habits. Okay. Day 3 is about reframing the fearful thoughts, because I know when I finished my cancer treatment and everybody thought I'd be relieved it was over, I wasn't. I was absolutely terrified of recurrence. Every little twinge, every little pain that I had, every headache that I had, it was like, oh my goodness, is this something coming back? So day 3 is about how we manage those fearful thoughts and stop them overshadowing the rest of our lives. Yes, you want to be mindful and you want to have a plan in place that stops you worrying about whether the cancer is going to come back. And it's learning to manage that fear and put it in its place so it's not overwhelming your life. Okay. Day 4 is about setting boundaries and finding your voice. And this for me was key. And this was part of my journey. This is part of what took me years after my cancer treatment, because for years I'd been a people pleaser. I was very bad at setting boundaries. From a child who was told that little girls are seen and not heard, and you must always respect your elders because they know best, whether it was our local priest or whether it was teachers at school. I was told that they were more important than me. And so as you grow up, you think you shake those things off, but sometimes they're still inside there. And so they were influencing how I set boundaries and when I felt I couldn't speak up. And so finding your voice is key to finding again who you are and being confident. It's not about being arrogant. It's not about railroading other people. It's not about not caring about other people. It's actually about caring for you first. Okay. And day 5, we're going to do a lovely exercise that's all about visualizing your confident return or start of the life that you want to have now that cancer treatment has ended. Yes, one chapter has ended, but you're going to start a new chapter. And it doesn't have to be better or worse than the chapter before. It may be different. You may be different than the person that walked into that cancer diagnosis. But we're going to visualize your confident return to the beautiful, wonderful new life that you're going to create. And I'm here to hold your hand through this. Okay. As a bonus, anybody that downloads this course is going to get a return to work confidence checklist. It's there for you if you are thinking about returning to work. There's a checklist of all the things that you need to consider, resources that you can get to help you do that. And I really want to emphasize this is not another overwhelming workbook. Each day is going to take you 10 to 15 minutes and it's going to help you feel like you again. This is not something that's going to take over your life. It's here to support you. Okay, so who is this for? Well, actually, the way that I'm talking, you might guess it's for women post-treatment who are unsure of how to start again. And I stress it is post-treatment. I'm not here to give you any medical advice. I'm not medically qualified to do that. Yes, I'm a certified confidence coach. I'm an NLP practitioner. I'm a 17-year cancer survivor. I've got a lot of experience. I am a coach. I can help you with that. I'm not here to give you medical advice. So once your treatment is ended and you are feeling ready for the next step, but really unsure of how to start again, this is for you. It's also for anybody who's feeling very low on energy, who's got low confidence or simply overwhelmed. And overwhelm is a word that I hear almost daily from people that I speak to. If you're feeling overwhelmed and there's just too much going on, this 5-day reset will help you strip it back to what's important, help you set some priorities. And I just want to tell you about one client who said something beautiful to me after her coaching. She said, working with you has finally helped me to stop apologizing for needing a rest. And don't we so often do that? We're taught sometimes subconsciously that, nice girls put other people first. Mothers particularly always feel they have to put their children first. And that's fine when they're babies. Of course it is. But when they're grown up, you don't always have to put your children first. You have to put you first sometimes. What do they say? You can't pour from an empty cup is one saying. And the other is, when you get on an aeroplane and they always tell you if there's an accident, put your own life jacket on first. Put your own oxygen on first, because you can't help other people if you're not in a good place. If you're not well, you cannot be helping other people. And so it's not being selfish to spend some time working on your own health and your own happiness. It's essential. And if you do that, you are so much more likely to be able to help other people. You'll be able to give your best to any relationship that you're in. So if you're ready just to take one small, powerful step forward, go and grab the 5-day reset. It's only £7 and you can download it. There will be a link somewhere around these show notes, and it could change the way you approach your next chapter. You've already survived so much. This is your chance to start thriving. Thank you so much for listening to Confidence After Cancer. And if this episode has spoke to you, please share it with a friend who's walking a similar path. And don't forget, your 5-day confidence reset is waiting for you. just head to the link below the show notes here to get started. You've got this, and I want to help you. Thank you for listening.